the four directions have been traditionally followed by our people since these gifts were given to us. When we honor the four directions, we were talking about north and south, east and west. The natural powers of creation that help us to stay alive and well here on Mother Earth. But what we have to do is we have to develop a relationship between the four directions, the universe, and Mother Earth. And the seventh power is you, who needs the support of the Creator, the sun, the stars, the moon, and of course the four cardinal directions.
Greetings. My name is Phoebe and I'm from Hong Kong, and I've been living in Canada since 1974. The drums that I play are called Taiko drums, and I started in 1989. And so Taiko is traditional Japanese drum, and the word itself means big drum, so as you can see here. So what I have here today is a Taiko drum and a Chinese drum. And so they're very much interrelated because this is a Chinese drum that is usually used in orchestra, Chinese orchestra and opera. And the concept of the taiko actually originated from China and or Korea. But the Japanese have made this type of drum quite unique. The style of playing is very different than the Chinese way of playing. And so it's very martial arts oriented. And I'll go into this, the form in a little bit. I won't talk about how we create these drums. In Japan, you can carve the drums out of big trees, and you can carve quite a few drums with one tree trunk. But in North America, because we don't have the size of trees here, and so we make do with wine barrel. As you can see here, this is made out of wine barrel and cowhide, and then we put tacks on, the same as this. The Chinese drum also have tacks on. And with drums that have tacks on, you can't tune them. Unlike the African drums where you have the rope or nuts and bolts that you can tighten. With the tacks, once it's on, it really depends on the weather. The climate will kind of determine the tone, the pitch of the sound. And so originally or traditionally, the drums are used in war times, in ancient times in wars, for helping the soldiers to do their marching, even to scare away enemies. There are other also many festivals and ceremonies that the drums are being used, like weddings, any kind of cherry blossom festival in Japan is really, really popular. And so these drums are being put on a big float, and then they would be parading down the street, and people would be dancing and playing the drums as well. And so we have sticks. We don't usually use our hands to drum. We use sticks, and the sticks are called bachi. And there are different sizes for different sizes of drums. And sometimes you could use mallets as well to soften up the sound a little bit. So in the ancient times, the drums were used in a very more of a spiritual and ritualistic kind of way. But as time went on, the art form had gotten really popular. And so a lot of people are drumming all over the world now. There are many, many groups around the world. And a lot of women are also drumming as well. With this type of drumming, it uses a lot of space. We don't usually sit down. We usually are standing up or even moving around, dancing around the drums. The drums can be played on a flat stand like this. or at an angle stand, or on a higher stance up. So there are many different styles. So in taiko drumming, the way we learn how to play the drums is through this method called kuji shoga, which means mouth singing. And so we sing out the rhythm of the sound of the drums. And these beats are translated into Japanese syllables. So there's a certain sound for big sound and a certain sound for little sound and certain sound for different parts of the drum body as well. So we try to utilize, most of the drum as much as possible. The drums represent oneness. The sound of the drums is set to represent the sound of the womb. So when the baby is in the mother's womb, she or he is listening to the heartbeat of the mother. So this sound of the drums is really primal. And I think that's why we're so connected to the drum sound. And so again, playing these taiko drums is about harmony and unity and peace. So I hope that these drums will be bringing forth a lot of the good vibrations to the world. Thank you.高高的山，有我的情，重重的佛是我的神，天上的星是爱人的神，陪伴小浮萍。阿鲁啊，呀鲁啊，阿鲁啊，呀鲁啊。高高的山有我的情，重重的佛是我的神，天上的星是爱人的神，陪伴小浮萍。相爱的手又来得真，注目的爱是我的神，天上的星是注目的爱，陪伴小孩子。阿鲁啊，呀鲁啊，阿鲁啊， 山有我的情，重重的佛是我的神，天上的星是爱人的神，陪伴小浮萍，相爱的手又来得真，注目的爱是我的神，天上的星是注目的爱，陪伴小孩子。啊噜啊，咿呀噜啊，啊噜啊，咿呀噜啊，咿呀噜啊，咿呀噜啊。
Hello everyone, my name is Coffieman and I'm from Accra, Ghana, West Africa. I specialize in djembes, congas and xylophone and many more. Playing my drums gives me a connection to my ancestors and so special. I can feel them every time I play my drum, especially on Djembe drum. Djembe is a beautiful drum, originated from West Africa. It comes as a goblet shape and it's hollow, big hole inside with 3 rings. The smaller ring is the master ring for the bottom, and then the second ring is for the fur or the heart to hold it tight. The third ring is for the ropes to tie it. Tying it is the tuning, but we don't call it tuning. We call it skinning. You can accompany with djembe in all kinds of music. Reggae, funk, ritual music, spiritual music, and many more. Now over here, I'm going to do a song. Why? Because I specialize in Afrobeat and Afro jazz, high life, and all kinds of music. I'm going to give you a little bit of high life music. And that is the high life music. Now over here, I'm going to do a song about a walking song, and that is my own composition. Well, yo. Well, yo. Well, yo, aye. Well, yo. Oh, ah. Well, yo. Well, yo. Well, yo, aye. Yo. Oh, ah. Well, yo. Oh, ah. Well, yo. Oh, ah. Well, yo.
Hi, I'm Blair Mcvoy, and I play the Bodhran, which is a traditional Irish drum. It was built with a wooden frame, usually with a goat skin tacked to it. This is a more modern one, so it's a little deeper. It also has a tuning ring in the back, which in Manitoba is essential for our dry winters. In Ireland, the drums stay the climate is much more humid, and so the drums don't have to worry about the tuning quite as much. But now that they're used in a professional instrument sort of setting, tuning is a bigger thing with them. They were originally played just with the hand, but eventually they started making sticks. These are called tippers. They come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes and lengths, and it's all pretty much just a personal preference. There's even now ones that are very skinny, like a pencil, and they're played on top hand, which is a different way of playing. I play the more traditional style where you hold the stick in the middle and you use the top of the stick for triplets. And this hand is used to move up and down the drum and to press on the drum to change the pitch. So you can have a wide variety of pitches and voices with the drum. Lots of other fellas try to get her on her back, but I think it does not take it early. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me Mary Mac. Gonna marry for my Mary to carry me. We'll all be feeling merry when I marry Mary Mac. This little girl, well, she got a lot of brass, she got a lot of sass. Father thinks that I'm a gas, so it'd be a silly ass if I let them out of pass. Father says she should really fairly. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me Mary Mac. Gonna marry for my Mary to carry me. We'll all be feeling merry when I marry Mac. Wedding's on a Wednesday, everything's arranged well soon. And I'm sex when this might change. Making all the arrangements are just about to arrange. Marriage is an awful undertaking. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me Mary Mac. Gonna marry for my Mary to carry me. We'll all be feeling merry when I marry Mac. Sure to be a grand affair, grander than a fair. Gonna be a coach of every bit that's there. We'll dine upon a finest fare, sure to get me share. If I don't know me very much mistaken. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me Mary Mac. Gonna marry for my Mary to carry me. We'll all be feeling merry when I marry Mac. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me Mary Mac. Gonna marry for Mary to carry me. We'll all be feeling merry when I marry Mac. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making Mary Mac. Gonna marry for Mary to carry me. We'll all be feeling merry when I marry Mac.
That's it. I mean, for those of you that don't know me, I was given the name Pimose Maingan, which means walking wolf in the Djembe language over 33 years ago. You know, and it was because of this. You know, this drum to me has become my life, and it's changed it literally from one lifestyle to another. One thing I can say about the drums that we use as First Nations people is we believe that the drum has a spirit. And that spirit has the capability of touching each and everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're native or not. As soon as you hear that drum, as soon as you hear that song sung by other singers or individual, it doesn't matter. You know, what you can do is you can feel it right in your heart, right in your soul. And it just gives you goosebumps. It gives you chills. So that's one thing that I can say about the drum. We use the drum when it comes to making songs, whether it's in the way of a prayer, a message, or possibly to honor somebody. You know, I've made so many different songs over the years. And, you know, you heard of a born-again Christian. Well, ceremony and this drum made me, I guess you can call it a born-again Indian. Because it took me from one lifestyle to a totally different. And because of it, I've been drug and alcohol free for over 33 years. And I'm proud of that. Because who knows where I would have ended up. I was told one time, this drum, if you can respect it and you can follow the ways properly, it will look after you. It will take you places. And that's exactly what I did. You know, once I started this lifestyle and started singing, I didn't look back. I'm a born again, born and raised in Winnipeg, Manitoba, North End to be more specific. And, there's a lot of stuff that I've done over my lifetime, and I'm not exactly proud of a lot of it, but, I'm glad that I lived through it, because now I have that experience behind me that I can share with the next generation when it comes to learning about things like this. So I just wanted to share that with you, because you know what? This drum means a whole lot more than just an instrument. And I don't consider it an instrument. I consider it a tool or even a gift that we were given to be able to communicate with that higher power we call our ancestors, the creator. So I'd like to share a song with you for sure. And, maybe the song I'm going to share is one I made, maybe about 12, 15 years ago. I actually made it at a Sundance. And the Sundance chief at the time was Calvin Pompana. And he had a Sundance at Birds Hill, and they had a break. And I just went to go visit, and just go listen to some of the songs that were sung. And I sat at the drum a little bit, but they had a break. And during the break, I made the song. So right after I made it, a storm hit, and they had to kind of stop everything. So I titled it Just Before the Storm. And it goes a little something like this. Again, that's a song I call Just Before the Storm. For us, when we make songs with these drums that we carry, we make many different types of songs. Personally, I make songs that are straight, which are straight chant, wayas and heyas. I make songs in Ojibwe that I think I shared before in previous videos, but I'm not sure if I shared a Cree song, but this is the latest Cree song that I made for actually my drum group, the Walking Wolf Singers. And the translation says, "We are walking wolf." All right, so this is the latest Cree song I made, and I haven't recorded it yet, but I will when I get that opportunity. So it goes a little something like this, and I hope you enjoy it. God. Tanse, Anin, I just want to talk a little bit about who we are and what we do as a united drum troupe. You know, at one time we were asked to come together and do a performance for an opening show that was televised nationally. And what they wanted to do is get drummers from the 4 different directions of the world. And that's where we came up with the directions, drummers of the 4 directions, you know, and, I'd like to say thank you to Coffieman, Evan Coffieman, Phoebe Man, and also Blair Mcvoy, myself, Ray, Coco Stevenson, Pimo Say Mayangan, you know, and that's one thing that I can say about us. That's how we kind of got started. We thought it was a one-time thing. And when people saw it publicly, they started inviting us to come and do other things together. So this is not our first rodeo. And you know what? It's awesome to be able to unite as far as bringing all drums together. Because when we are here together, we're not here as an individual. We are here as a nation, the human nation. And for me, that's powerful. And for the rest of the world to be able to see that, that's even more powerful. So thank you so much for including us. And until we meet again, my friends. Oh.